Well, my name is Art Baez. I'm the owner of Relevé Apparel. It's a clothing brand here located in Pomona. It's essentially a hip hop brand, but we have a very clean style to it. And I run the shop here with my wife and I, so it's a Mexican and Filipino owned business here.
I put the phone in the paper.
And Releve. R-E-V.
R-E. Everybody messes this up. Everybody messes this up. That's why it's phonetically spelled on the doorway too. R-E-L-E-V-E, and there's an accent mark over that last E. It's French. It means to be on point. And that's essentially what we do. We make clothing that's always on point. Even though we're a hip-hop based brand, believe it or not, this brand started off in the world of gymnastics. Now people are always kind of a little bit weirded out by that, like how is that even, where's that connection? It basically started because I'm a designer. I've been designing for a very long time, and I have kids. My kids do different sports and things like that. So basically, I didn't like wearing the glitter shirts that they make me wear in gymnastics. You know, I want to be a proud dad. I want to support my daughter, but I'm just not having it. You know, there's a certain line I put down, and I wanted to design something that was really cool. And I'm a big fan of hip hop, and basically what I did is I infused a hip hop style with the design I created for the team, and that literally was the beginning of Relevé. Everyone was like, dude, I want that shirt for our team, or team started hitting me up and said, I want you to design something for my team. And 6 months into it, we started kind of creating Relevé and infusing hip hop with things that aren't really usually associated with it. Gymnastics started us off, and we're pretty much even now still known as the hip hop brand for gymnastics. We have a gym wear line, and we do a lot of stuff for the team throughout California. And Northern California has been like just they love our products. So gymnastics, CrossFit, any of that type of style of personal training, we produce workout wear for them. So we started working with a lot of street teams and street dance crews, and basically giving them access to have really cool gear that they can wear that's their brand and our brand at a low cost. And that was really important to us, and it still is important to us, is we want to give you guys a clean, fresh look without just breaking the bank. Because a lot of the people that we work with, I think we now produce for like 25 teams. We start off only producing for like 2 or 3 in the very beginning, and that still is our niche. That's still where people kind of find us. They don't even know that our clothing has been like on, the stages of like America's Got Talent and stuff like that, or internationally now. We produce for some teams internationally. So it kind of has been very low key. The company's still very low key. We like to be behind the scenes. This storefront is probably the first time we actually kind of put ourselves in front and said, hey, you've been wearing us, you just haven't known it yet. In the short term, we're still going to be very low underground culture. We're just kind of now more opening ourselves up to the community. We've kind of been building small, and where we started off with like street crews and things like that. Mm-hmm. Well, now we're working with with music artists, with event promoters and stuff like that. We're holding these events within the hip hop community, and essentially, I think we're still going to be working around the behind the scenes of it, but whether you're going to a show, that clothing there might be produced here in our shop. Whether we're just producing it as a manufacturer, or we're behind the scenes actually designing it and working directly with that music artist or that event that's going on, and that's essentially how we're going to be doing it, and that's where we kind of see ourselves, within the 5 years terms. After that, do we become a little more mainstream, a little more opened up into mass market? We'll see, but right now I'm not really interested in that. People you always say, oh, Supreme, LRG, Bape and all those, like they all did a great job, and they supply a very specific type of market. Mm-hmm. Relevé, I don't see us, like I said, in for now, at least within the next 5 years, to be anything like that, because right now it still is very close to us. Right now Relevé is so much a collaborative brand that it almost requires, that hands-on, right, that working one-on-one, that building up the hype in the sense of like, what's that event going to be? What's that music artist going to do? what is this crew going to be performing? We're creating that look, and it's constantly going back and forth between us and those artists. So I don't really see it right now being as something like a brand, that's just out there like boom, blown up, and you're seeing all the malls, you're going to see that everything like that, because we're not really built to be like that. We like that hands-on. We like to be collaborative. So
it's more cultural.
It's very cultural. It's very for that necessity, and that's why the name Releve really exists, to be on point, because it's on point to what you need as a consumer, or you need as a client that we could be working with. It's on point to your needs. Because my daughter's a gymnast. She's an amazing, talented gymnast. My son dances through hip hop, and my wife is my business partner here. So this is a very family-run operation. So I would say the whole family as a whole is kind of the inspiration for it, and all of us, from my youngest 3-year-old, to my oldest 14-year-old, we all love hip hop, R&B, and all those styles. I mean, my 3-year-old, she's a big Bob Marley fan at 3 years old. So music culture, that culture just kind of really is the influence for it, and family was the way of fusing that together and making the brand happen. I think just being an artist and designer, you naturally wanted to create your own stuff.
Right.
I have my business, but I still design for other brands. I still design for other companies. I still got to make sure the bills get paid and the lights stay on. And Releve really right now is a passion project. It's still a brand that we're growing. We're only 3 years into it. Some brands have been able to blow up huge in 3 years, but I still kind of keep it very much like we have been, garage based. Right. Where I can really just conceptualize my work. To me right now, that's key. So as an entrepreneur, I still like to keep that creative end and really just figuring my things out, my designs out. And the harder end has been being a creative and then switching over to the business aspect of it, to make it work, to make that networking and those connections, and, to deal with, the city codes and things like that, and just all that. That has probably been the hardest part about it. And of course, getting the name out, letting people know like that we're here. Right. I mean, this space was an art gallery for many years throughout Pomona, and then for a long time it was empty. And a lot of people still think of it as, oh, that place is just empty. And it's like, I don't know, no, Releve is here, artwork is still being created here, whether it's on apparel or in some other form. But yeah, I mean, that's primarily as an entrepreneur, you just kind of wear all the hats and I mean, just have a good support team around you. And I have, my wife. The designs itself, I do all the designs for everything in the store and for the brand. And chances are, any of the clients or teams or crews or anything that we work with, I primarily lead up all the designs. We do have some other designers that work in here as interns that help out and stuff. So what I've been able to do kind of as being a business owner is I say, work the design as best as we can. We always kind of follow 3 things. Is it clean, is it classic, and is it on trend? All right. If we can hit those 3, it's going to be a Releve product. And then the last thing is, can we do it within budget? But in terms of design and the look, those 3 have to happen. The budget we always work. I mean, numbers, they're fixed, but they're also very flexible at the same time. So when we're creating a product, if we're designing a new shirt or a new hat or anything like that, as long as I know that look will represent Releve in the way that I want it to represent Releve, I know I can push it towards production. And I know that when it hits the market, when it comes out onto whether it's on our store shelf or it's on the internet or posted on Instagram, letting people know about it, or we're giving it away at an event, they're going to love it because it hit the 3 things that I want. Because of the street crews that started us off after gymnastics and really opened up the new segment of our brand, they have been probably the biggest supporters of the brand. From the crews that we work with down in San Diego to the ones I work with, in NorCal and Canada and things like that. It was such an honor to be people just enjoying our designs. And what we decided to do was give back, in a sense, give back to the community that's helping us out. And rather than just, we thought about maybe we just hook up with an organization that already exists. And we wanted to do something a little bit different. We wanted to create something that was still very much Releve. And what happened is we created a crew, which is currently still in development, because the dance crew is a youth dance crew.
Right.
These kids get trained by some of the best choreographers that we have access to here in Southern California. Some of them are our clients, and it's kind of a trade out. It's like, hey, we design some stuff for you. You come and you teach. You teach these kids here from Pomona, from LA. I mean, they come from all over, but they're primarily based in Pomona, from Ontario, OC, downtown LA. They come here and they train. Sometimes they train here in the studio. Sometimes we're in other dance studios, getting them trained, and they perform throughout California and Nevada and all that. But that's just the beginning part of it. The main part that we want to do is hip hop has such not a negative connotation, but there's a stigma to it that the media puts out there. That what sells is what you need to kind of embody for hip hop.
Right.
And both my wife and I, we push education in college and stuff really hard on our kids. And any of the kids that come through our program, we push education first. We always have the shop open. They can come here before practice and do their homework. That's cool. And this is kind of like a place that's, if you're educated, more than just beyond what's in the streets, if you're actually book educated, you have that much greater chance of being that positive embodiment of hip hop. And the end result is really a Releve project that we want to create hip hop scholarships. If you are a dancer and have been dedicated yourself, committed, for several years as a youth, and you're a senior and you want to graduate and you need money, we want to be able to offer you some sort of funding for that. If you're an MC as a youth and you've been doing that for years, we want to be able to offer that. If you're a graffiti artist and traditional, art schools don't appreciate your work, but you want maybe a residency at some studio, we want to be able to help fund that. That's essentially what Lost City was about. And that's what Lost City will grow into through what we're calling the Releve project. Right now, though, our seed is our little dance crew. But the end result is providing these hip-hop scholarships. I didn't think I would be making this brand, but I knew that if I wanted to, I could do it. I just didn't know what that would be at the time. Because it really is, if you love something, if the passion is there, you're going to excel at it. Right. And excelling doesn't necessarily mean, a lot of money or anything like that. It could just be like, a community embracing your stuff. People watching your videos all the time, it's whatever you perceive that as, producing your own magazine, and having something tangible out there. For me, just having, every time I come out with a new shirt, to me, it's like, dude, that's Christmas to me right there. I love it, If one person buys it, that's cool. That's fine. One person out there is wearing something that I made, I'm okay with it. If it bombs, it bombs. But I took that risk and I took that chance. And that's primarily the biggest thing that I always tell, whether it's our city crew or my kids, is that, if you have a talent, no matter what it is, and you're not using it in some sort of way, you don't have to make that your day job, but you're not using it in some sort of way, you're wasting that. And there's nothing worse than that. I think this world would be so much better if people actually utilize their talents.
There's a lot of zombies out there.
Yeah, there is. So, to say would I've made the brand like this? No, but I know that the way my mentality works is that there was no way I wasn't going to use my talent to do something really cool. This is actually a conversation I had with my wife maybe a few months back, and there are certain cities throughout the U.S. that I want kind of places where people know, no matter where they are in the U.S., besides going on the internet, Like they can go to like somewhere in Austin or something like that, and like find the Relevé product there, but only like specific stores. You know, so I want it to be like in certain places where like whatever comes out here within like a couple of days, it's going to be in little satellite locations throughout the U.S. So you know, the places that we were kind of discussing was going to be Chicago, New York, Miami, and I got a lot of love from the Texas area, so definitely like somewhere like in Austin right now. So that's kind of where I'd like to take it, just to have like these little satellite hubs, not necessarily be a Relevé branded store, but maybe a Relevé pop-up shop that we can take, you know, throughout and really just kind of give what we kind of like what we do here for the On Point Art Show is kind of bring that to little places, you know, and really give them that lifestyle of what we want the brand to be. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I think Relevé just has to be thought of as, you know, a family-grown brand, because, you know, without you know the support of my wife and my kids, this brand wouldn't even exist. In terms of what the product is, I think people would have to just say that you know, no matter what, we always try to live up to what our motto was, which is making clothing that's on point. And if at the end of the day that's what people can say, then man, you know, that's all I need. That's all I need. But embrace some of that mass culture, embrace the underground culture, and really have a great network of people that are there to support you, that are, and not just like yes men or people like that, like people that will tell you straight up like, dude, that song was whack, that design was whack, you know, like, you know, it's just whatever, you know, like really like people that you trust. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not like 300 people. That's like 3-4 people. You know.
I hear you.
If you can have that, you're going to be able to do great things. You're going to be able to push your talent out there, because everybody needs that network that we work with and that support. For me, it was my family. For me, it was a small group of friends. And then, of course, you know, just my stubbornness as a designer, you know, to put something out there and say, I think I can do this. And then about 10 minutes later say, no, I know I can do this. And then 10 minutes after that saying, what the hell am I thinking? I can't do this. You know, you fight with yourself, but that's okay. Fight with yourself. Great support network, and just be open-minded to everything that's coming at you. Our store here is in Pomona. We're right in the downtown Pomona Arts Colony, just a few doors away from the Glass House. You can find us online at rel-eh-vay.com. Now, it's spelled rel-eh-vay.com. Also find us on Instagram at Relevé that's for the brand. Relevé Apparel shop, that's specifically to our production shop here, where you see like sales or anything that we're working on with our clients. Find us on Facebook and Snapchat, same names. And come visit us. Every second Saturday we try and hold an On Point Art Show where we showcase new artists, local talent. We make this not just be a hub for our clothing, but also for talent that comes through here, either showcase their artwork or perform. That's called the On Point Art Show. And yeah, I think that's about it.
I put the phone in the paper. I just be smoking, no drinking. Perp looking like dirty Sprite. Niggas trapped to escape it. We was trapped but we made it. Fuck the games, never played it. 100, not 80. I'm all in, not maybe. I just grind, I go hard. No smoke, they don't want war. They knew we probably would make it. For real, can't fake it. The homie sipping on good drink. I'm just sipping on good dang. Sauce drip like a leaky faucet. Vampires at the blood bank. Cash in and we cash out. She was lit till she passed out. Party on, nigga, party on. Live it like it's already gone. I don't be capping or flexing. Cooking up delicatessen. Sauce, dressing, shining, fluorescent. Hopefully maybe you catch some. I hope that you could. We just been getting the racks up. I prayed that I would, yeah.